Yeah.
what your players saw from you, but there was no panic from you.
Well, it was early still. It wasn't good, obviously. But you can't panic. Just keep coaching. That's what we do. You know, it's more about thinking than being emotional. And finding the reasons why we wasn't playing good. And that's my job, and it's me. I'm a guy that's pretty laid back anyway. But as a coach, when things are not going right, it's my job to kind of find ways to make it better and to explain versus trying to dictate or to coach with fear. That never works. So just taking our time and finding ways to improve the defense quickly. That was my goal, and it's happening. It's not totally done yet. It's going to be a nice challenge on Monday night, but it's getting better.
But also finding pieces,
Yeah,
finding the right people to go in the right places.
sure,
Which
sure.
is a constant challenge.
Mhm.
How does that evolve?
Yeah, I think what's forgotten here is that we're in our first year. Obviously it's my second time coming back here, so it wasn't a continuation from me being a coach here and coming back here. It was a different team. You know, we've all changed from 4 or 5 years ago. So I think the perception was it was going to take off from where I left it here defensively, and that wasn't realistic. It's a new staff, it's new players, it's a new culture that's trying to be put into place here. So I think the expectations were a little bit high early on. You know, with coach coming here, I'm coming back here, so obviously, and that's by right. It's the NFL and it's about winning. And I wanted us to play better early, and it wasn't all bad early, but obviously, nationally and the stories and the perception, it was pretty bad. But it takes time to find the right players and find the right scheme for your players. It's all about players first, and obviously coming back and keeping some things they did well last year and bringing some new things in. It took time to kind of mesh it all, the communication and find the right players, and having some guys down for the first couple of weeks that hurt us also. But again, no excuses. You have to win games, and you stick with it, and you hope it gets better, and it's getting better now. But you continue to press forward and continue to find ways to improve each week quickly, and you look up and it's 10 games in and you're improving.
Along that line, when you were here the first time, Sheldon Von Miller
Yeah,
had a nice year for you
sure.
on the edge rush. And now the transition that you have now with those young guys
Yeah,
on the edge.
it's been fun to watch, Mike. Obviously having Barron back is huge for us. I mean, he's a talent, man, and he's a young player still out at outside backer. I mean, he was an inside backer in college, and he came here as an inside backer, so he's still growing as an outside backer. But the talent's there, and the mindset's there, and the power's there. Cooper, to me, has been a really good player for a long time, who hasn't had the opportunities to kind of show, with multiple reps. But he's been a solid, good football player for a long time. And Benito is just a talent. He's a second year guy that's got super gifts. Who's still working at being a better run player. But he's a special talent. So I'm not surprised that they're playing well, and they should play better moving forward. But it's a good group. If you're going to be a 3-4 defense, you got to have outside rushers, and we got three.
Is it more, those guys are more raw, but maybe have more energy, so to
Well,
speak?
well, not raw. I mean, it's just talented guys. I mean, Barron and Coop, if you know their story, they played behind the Bosa boys and the kid who just got traded to San Fran. They're both number one picks. So, in college, they wasn't starters. They were backups. Playing inside backer, playing some outside backer. If those two kids go to, different schools, they may be first round picks, but they're really good players and they're good kids and they work hard and they're getting better every week.
You talked with Vaughn was mentioned. You coached him for 2
Hmm.
years here,
Yeah,
obviously. I know you're not going up against him
sure.
specifically, but just what does he mean? What's it mean for
Hmm.
him to play the Broncos for the first time?
Well, Vaughn's a special player still. Obviously what he did for the Broncos is obviously in the books here. But it'll be fun to see him play. He's obviously been a little nicked up in the last couple months, but he's back. And obviously, if you don't block Vaughn, he can wreck the game. So finding Vaughn and having a hat on him is important.
Last
With
question?
with Josh Allen, I asked you about.
Two more, huh? I'm kidding.
Go ahead.
No, you're good. I'm sorry. Tori, go ahead. I'm just kidding. That's my guy, man. Yeah.
With
Josh Allen.
Yeah.
Do you when he runs? Do you tell you guys treat him like a running back? How does it get? Because
Yeah.
Mahomes was sneaky,
Yeah.
the move, but Allen delivers punishment. Like, did you treat him like a running back in space?
That's a good question. It's a fine line. Obviously, he's running and he's not sliding a lot, but he slides sometimes. It depends on the down and distance if he's close to the sideline. But he's a big man running, so you have to take your chances on the D&D if he's going to slide or not. You don't know, so it's kind of a catch. You know, if he's sliding and you go over top of the guy, it's probably going to be a penalty. If you don't load up your body and your power, you know, he can run over you. You know, especially DBs and linebackers. So it's a tough out. You know, to kind of determine if he's sliding or he's going to give himself up, or run you over, or cut back on you. Obviously, in the pocket, having a plan to tackle him is going to be important. He's a big guy who you know, small guys struggle to get down, you know, and he's a vicious runner. So we'll see how it turns out on Monday. But we have a plan to tackle him, and how we rush him obviously is important. But it's a top 5 offense and a lot of areas, points and yards and red zone and third down. So, you know, it's been 3 out of 4 weeks of playing special offenses. So again, it's a lovely challenge for us, and we're looking forward to it.
TJ, what impresses you about the way TJ Watt and Miller sort of see
Yeah.
their opportunity?
Very impressed because they're both young players, you know. But I'm not surprised because they both had great springs and had great summers. You know, especially PJ. He had a great summer. He got hurt about the last week of training camp, but man, he had a great summer. He's young. He can tackle. He can run. He can play the ball. He can cover. So he's what you want in NFL safeties. You know, you want guys who can play in space, who can tackle in space. It's a tackling game. You know, balls coming out quickly. It's edge runs. It's quick passing game. So guys who can tackle in space and cover in space are hard to find. So you know, we found 2 guys. You know, even J Mac, he had a great spring and a great summer, but you know, he's a smaller guy who can really cover, who's really tough and physically tackles well. You know, and he's smart and he works hard at it every day. So to find those 2 young guys that no one was counting on is huge for our defense. You know, and someone mentioned, you know, just players, you know, making changes. I think those 2 kids have helped us, you know, turn this thing, along with Fabian and getting Barron back. So the players have locked in, and our staff's doing a great job of coaching these young players to do it right and to do it our way, you know, and it's definitely helping us win. Thank you guys. Okay.